Hi, everyone, and welcome to another special episode of Not Your Normal Discussion. I am your host, Queen Pedii.
I'm Nina.
I'm Tryst.
And we have our special guest.
Glenn.
Yay!
Hey.
Woo, welcome.
What's going on?
Yes, welcome. And sadly, Suge is still out sick. We are hoping that he gets better soon because we miss our little conspiracy theorists.
Yes.
But yeah, we're hoping that you get better soon, dude. All right. So you want to go ahead and start off with our spirituality talk?
Oh, yeah. Trying to figure out where to start off. Yeah, I guess for me, spirituality is a very big thing because I used to be very religious. I come from a background where we were forced to go to church. You know, kind of going to church was not an option. Sunday morning come, you were going to church.
Mhm.
And then just going through all of that, you know, being a minister myself, being a Christian artist, real heavy into being a Christian artist, and just seeing how everything worked made me start looking at the dynamic of everything completely different. It had me asking a lot of questions because, you know, what we preach, I started to see something completely different. And it was like, how can we say all this stuff, but I have gay friends that are afraid to come to church because they're going to be persecuted. You know what I'm saying? But yet you preaching this message of love. You know what I'm saying? I knowing that the pastor and certain people in the church got skeletons, and you know you up there trying to lead a flock. You know you end up driving the church in Mercedes Benz, but you got people coming to your church that's struggling, and that was a big thing for me too. Not saying that pastor can't, you know, live in wealth, and people should work for their own. However, there has to be a fine line. I don't think it's okay if the pastor's flunking and driving in helicopters and nice cars, and you got people struggling, and it is hard for those people to get help. You say that the church is there to help you, but then, you know, if I say, hey, I need help, I gotta go through this, I gotta sign this piece of paper, I gotta do this. It's like I'm over to done that by myself and got alone. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I've been coming to the church. But that really took me to spirituality and learning in myself that not to get too stuck up on the religion, but learning that your spirituality comes from within you. The power comes from within you. I mean, I do consider myself a witch, and I get a lot of bad feedback sometimes from my own mentors because they're like, "Oh, that's evil, and that's this, and we preach that you shouldn't be into that." And my thing has always been, well, one, who says that's evil? You know what I'm saying? Y'all making this up over years and years and centuries. Like, who are you to say that that's evil? I think it comes down to the person. I can use my gifts and talents for evil stuff, or I can use my gifts and talents for stuff that's going to benefit people, that's going to help people. Someone needs an answer, or someone needs a healing. You know what I'm saying? I find that it's no different. It's almost like if you don't accept the Christian faith, where do you go? So if you have a gift like that and you don't accept the Christian faith, well, the world takes you, and the world's title for it is witch. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the title the world gives you. And if you accept the Christian faith, then you're a prophet and you're all this good stuff. I feel like that's really, you know, it's weird.
Yeah, I understand you. I 100% understand that because when I was little, my mother is Jewish,
Mm-hmm.
and on a military base, they burned a cross on our front lawn. They didn't take a stick and just light up. They actually drew it in the lawn with gasoline and lit it up. The next day, my mom was like, "Oh, we're Roman Catholics." So for many years, because she was scared, because we living on a military base,
Mm-hmm.
and that happened to us. she raised us as Roman Catholic. My biggest thing is that the same as you, I had a lot of gay friends, and even before I did have any gay friends, it confused me to they keep saying, Jesus is God's son, and I'm like, but they teach us we're all God's children at the same time. I'm like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
That's confusing.
Yeah.
How can you love one person, Jesus, but all of us are supposed to be equals?
Mhm.
And that kind of, and just some of the things they preach is really bad. It's not positive. You're preaching hate into the world.
Yeah.
And not only that, but some of these priests and preachers, what they do to other human beings is not cool, especially in the Roman Catholic churches. Mess with little boys or doing stuff that's inappropriate. That really made me question my faith a lot.
Mhm.
So I am more based with my spirituality than anything else. I do go to, like, I go down here, we do have like pagan Pride Day, things like that. And I go to it, I support it. And I mean, I'm not against Christian or anything like that, because, that's you, not me. I'm not gonna force you, but if you got questions, I'll happily answer. And if I have questions, I want to ask you, and I want the same respect back. Because you never know, maybe at a different time in my life, I might be like, okay, this clicks with what I believe in. I will go into this. Like right now, I am actually learning a lot about Islam or Muslim. So I'm actually going, oh, okay, some of the stuff they believe in, I am actually going, oh wow, that might be something.
But I like what you're saying too, and I think too sometimes what really hit me, it was like it's fear. Things that people don't understand, they have to, they have to have something that fits them to make them comfortable. And what I have started doing it for myself is like, if it's something I don't understand, you become comfortable with not understanding it. You're not gonna understand everything. You're not gonna get everything. I don't live in the lifestyle anymore where like, okay, if somebody died, I have to come up with this miracle answer and say, well, yeah, they're sitting in the sky looking down on you, or they died. Truth is, I don't know what happens when they die. The most I can do for you right now is console you and be a good friend.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up Muslim, so but I also had like spirituality just around me a lot, because like a lot of people in my family have a gift, and I have it too. And like, so it was that type of thing isn't looked down upon in my family, because actually I was predicted by my aunt from her having a dream of my dead grandfather telling her, hey, tell your sister congratulations on the baby girl. And my mom wasn't even far along enough for her to even be able to tell a gender. And then so like, you said what?
My mom, she did the same thing. Like, whenever we have a death in family, we'll start crying, tearing up for no absolute reason. We could be jumping around, playing, having the best fun ever, and just all of a sudden we start tearing, and then like either within a couple hours or the next day, we find out somebody died.
Yeah,
and
I used to like have like these weird little. It wasn't like a seizure, but like a jerk when somebody close to me died. Like it was real weird. Like I didn't cry. I didn't have a crying thing, but I would just like kind of like my body would just like that. And then like the next day I'd find out somebody died. So yeah, it girl. It's crazy. But yeah, I it was definitely hard growing up and going to like Muslim school, and trying to, not tell people certain things, because like certain people would, like some people think, yeah, that type of thing is bad. But I do have an aunt who is a Jehovah Witness, and I remember telling her, hey, I I dream things and I see things. And she was like, no, baby, don't tell me that because I'm going to think you're evil. I'm like, but you know, I'm not evil. You know that I'm a good person, you know, but in the Jehovah Witness thing, that's what they think of people that have gifts and being a Wiccan. And I am what Glenn calls a mafia witch. I don't do evil things, but I do protect. So I do. So don't make me mad. That's all I got.
Hey, go take this bed.
I would say for myself, like I definitely grew up super religious, and what you call it, which is gonna be something I talk about a little bit when I was talking about the Megan Good Franklin divorce and everything like that. But for me, like I grew up with a lot of existential dread and fear over, because I won't like beyond just Christianity, like I will say that my denomination can be an extra brand of like 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 hard line type shit where like I grew up. Hold on. The kids are playing out here. The kids are playing.
Oh, that's you.
I'm outside. They're just going back and forth. Yeah, so if you see me muting and going quiet real quick, it's for that reason. But yeah, I'm just watching see if they come back. But yeah, so I would grow up with like from the time I was like 10, fearing the end of the world, fearing you know, the end of times, fearing Judgment Day, fearing even going to heaven, because just trying to conceive of eternity and forever, and fearing dying in hell and non-existence, and trying to conceptualize that as well. And like, I've always had like, with as strict of a mother as I've had, and how that's impacted all of us growing up. Hold on, they're coming back.
Sorry.
All right.
All right, they having a good old time, huh?
They're going through. They didn't yell that time, so I might let it just be and hope they won't. But for me, what helped me along my journey, because I'm still Christian, but I also I'm out here living life. I'm out here. As far as gifts, I don't know if I would say I have gifts. I used to have some of the craziest dreams. Like I've had dreams with fire raining down. I've had dreams like there was one dream in particular I had, because I used to have times where I'd get stuck in loop dreams. There'd be times where I would have shadow people come at me in my dreams. Times where I'm battling demons in my dreams. Like, and one time in particular, it's so funny. Back when I was living in the DMV. Okay, back when I was living in the DMV, there was a time where I was talking to somebody on the phone, talking about, oh, you know, I'm so happy that, you know, I haven't had a dream that's like been on some fuck shit in a while. And like, yeah, it's been some months. So after I get off the phone, I go take a nap, and I'm awoken by like this shadowy figure, like kneeling over me, choking me with his claws.
Like for real, for real?
Well,
like you actually woke up.
That's how it was. Like it didn't feel like a dream. Like I had woken up and like I couldn't really even see the shadowy figure, but I could kind of see and feel the presence, if that makes sense. And I'm so mad because like I've like been tormented with so many dreams, especially at that time period. So I like reach up and grab his like non-existent invisible neck, and I start choking it back. And
we're choking shadow people back today.
I'm choking it back. And it falls over, and we're choking each other like on the bed, and like a portal of light opens up behind it, sucks it in, pushes me, and then like I wake up from that, and I'm just like, fuck yeah, like fuck you, bitch. And yeah, like my dreams are wild. But what's helped me along the way with both just trying to live life and trying to be someone who actually does something to help people, because one of my biggest problems with the church is that, like, even though I still believe what they believe, I'm like, you, what are you trying to message to people? Or like is it comes from a very privileged place. And Fred Hampton talks about in one of his speeches where he says, you know, we have to get out there, we have to get involved, we have to do more than just learn and talk about what we want to do. We have to actually start practicing, and we can't be looking down on the people that we're supposed to be helping, because that's insulting and that's criminal. If we're really helping people, but we're looking down at them like they need us and we don't have nothing to take from them. And that's what has, like, when I talk about political shit, everything like that, I'm drawn to Christian socialism and socialism in general, because I feel Christ was a socialist, and I feel that the way he was ministering to people and healing people, and like even throwing riots in the church over the way they were exploiting people, like that's the energy we need to have. Like, there's a reason people don't come to church, and it's because what is church offering to people in those communities? Like, outside of the community of the people who are already regularly going there, what else? Like, it doesn't make sense to me for people to be going to church and their testimony to be, and I said it before, hold on.
See, I go to church because my daughters, they believe in Jesus, and that's their beliefs, and I'm going to nurture it, what they believe
Yeah.
in. If they come to me and be like, hey, Mom, I don't believe this no more, then I'm not going to take them. But like, one of the churches that we go to every once in a while, which is one of my neighbor's church, they speak all in Spanish and everything. And my daughters, they like it. They don't understand what the heck is going on, but
Yeah.
they like it. And then
Okay.
they used to do like Good News Club for a while, where they talk every Wednesday. They talk about Jesus as a group with kids that are around their age, and it's kind of like their own Bible study kind of thing. And then after a while, they weren't interested in it no more. I wasn't going to yell at them and be like, "Yo, y'all need to be doing no," because that's what a lot of parents do, is they force their kids into their religion, and then at the end of the day, their kids don't want to do it no more when they get older. Especially if they don't understand why they have to do it, why they're doing it for. Are they doing it just to make their parents happy, or are they doing it for themselves? If they do it for themselves, they're going to be in the religion for years and years and years till something turns them away from it.
Yeah.
Versus, oh, I'm doing it for my parents, and then once you get old enough to do whatever the hell you want, then it's like, oh, I'm not this religion no more. I'm something else, or they don't have no religion. They follow down the wrong path, or they follow the right path, because you don't need a religion to be a good person or be a bad person. But my thing is that at the end of the day, they just need parents shouldn't force their religion on their kids, but they should include them in their religion. Like, hey, I have this religion. Um, yes, I might, maybe for the first couple of years of your life, you will be going to church with me. But once they get to that, like 8, 9, 10 age,
And when they can kind of
and they can
question.
understand, be like, hey, how do you feel right now? If you still want to continue going with me, you can. Or you don't have to go to church, but you could go to your Sunday school, so you could learn to see if this is something that you want in your life, or we could try something else. But a lot of parents, they don't want to see their kid in a different religion, which is understandable. But at the same time, it's like, if you are Christian, let's just say, the kid is Christian, the parents, or no, not just Christian, they're Catholics. Don't you want your kid to stay in the Christian, house? Then why you don't try to explore other Christian outlets? Like, see if they want to be baptism, right? Is that right?
Yeah, Baptist,
Or
yeah.
different or Methodist or Lutheran,
Protestant.
Denominations.
there's a lot of them out there. See if your kid want any of them before, because that's how a lot of kids are turned away, because they're not believing exactly what their parents believe, because a lot of the churches are still old school. They don't want to update, be modern to today's what's going on today. I'm sorry. There is a lot of wonderful gay people, and they love going to church. They want to go to church,
Exactly.
but and they still want to. There's some of them want to still be Roman Catholic, but they know they can't be accepted into the Roman Catholic because they're gay. They just happen to love. That's why I like the Pope right now. He's trying to
Oh,
Mhm.
Francis.
slowly, say, hey, it's okay. Look at the priests, y'all. Y'all like little boys, so we should be able to at least, let some gays in here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna be a difficult road for a lot of Christian outlets, or um divisions, or whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, you they just need to let, if you want your kid to be Christian, let them find other ones, because there is plenty of different, and each Christian branch has something that they didn't like from the other branch, and so they did something different. So that's my 2 cents. Sorry, I
Like,
talk a lot.
no. I was just gonna add, if y'all don't mind, that like for me personally, I don't have no kids yet, but I just imagine how I was raised and everything like that. It was a lot of beatings, a lot of like I can't like. It's so funny because the reason I cringe sometimes around my mom, or like have to emotionally disengage with talking with my mom, is because she's so religious. Like I'm talking about like praying and like crying while praying, and like morning prayer. Like we had to do a prayer with our mother morning and night when we were kids, and she's crying while she's praying to God, and we're looking at each other like Jesus Christ. And while she's beating us, she's reciting scriptures and talking to God and talking to us about damnation. And when what you call it, like there was one time where my mom was dropping us off to church to help with like this food drive, and like there was a shootout on the block around the corner, and like my mom leaves me in the church to go to the shootout because she's a nurse, plus so she's going to like take care of people. And like I've always, as much as hardcore as my mom is, and like it's hard to talk to her about, like she only talks in religious terms of anything, I've always respected like her drive. But it's also one of those things where it's like, one, if you really like the kids now, if you really want to raise them in the church, like just getting them memorized verses is not going to do it. Just like service, having them actually see like love that they're giving to people out in the world, like handing them food, not just like, oh, bring some canned goods and some like clothes to give away, but like actually meeting people where they're at in the way Jesus did. That would be something to do. And like if you just try and beat and enforce it, like my brother now, he's an atheist, and like I remember sitting in on conversations that they would have over the phone where like she's trying to preach to him, and he's just constantly telling her, "You're like, Mom, like I'll talk to you, but can you not be talking to me about religion?" And because my mom in her head, like I get it, if you're a religious parent, you see things literally in terms of like any little thing or any accumulation of things can lead to the damnation, destruction of your soul. But those type of parents need to get through their brain that like this whole time you're not raising, like yes, you're responsible for your child in a way up to a certain point, but at the same time you're not raising robots. Like you're not, like if you're raising a Christian robot, then like there's gonna be problems in their lives. They're gonna have developmental issues. They're gonna be
That's what
people
I
they
say.
can't relate to.
Let your kid
It's raining
decide.
too hard. Where's your shoes? You out, my dear? Yeah.
I think just
I
just let your child choose, and trusting them to pick, especially when they're in their teens.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of distractions nowadays to keep your kid from going to church or going to whatever religion that you believe in. There's a lot more noise and peer pressure, and just because your kid went to church does not mean your kid's gonna automatically be a good person. They can still be in a gang. They can still
Mhm.
murder somebody the next day. But
Yeah.
as long, I think, like my dad. So when me and my brothers had to go to church with my mom, my dad, I always ask him, why you ain't going to church? You're gonna
Mhm.
go to hell. I don't want you to go to hell. You know, I mean, I don't like you, but I don't want you to go to hell. And he goes, he's like that. But now we got a great religion. relationship. I love it to death. But back then I was like, Dad, what, do you go to church? He goes, yeah. I said, we never been to your church. He goes, it's right here in the living room. Sunday football. But
Hey.
you know, he does Sunday football. That's his thing.
Mhm.
Does that make him a bad person? No. Does that mean he's gonna go to jail? No. I had somebody because I was going to the synagogue with my mom and stuff. So I had a lady go through drive-through, and she's one of those old Christian ladies. And she came to the drive-through. She goes, "I got a question for you," and I'm like, "What?"
Mm.
And she's really rude. I'm like, "Yes, ma'am. What can I, help you with?" I'm thinking something about Hardy. She goes, "Do you believe in Jesus Christ?" And I said, "No, ma'am. I'm Jewish." She goes, "Oh, you are straight to hell." I said, "That's fine, girl. I'll find you there. You judged." And I know
Oh,
Bible
Yeah,
is you shall not judge.
I love it.
And
No,
then I
but
told her to
that's
get the hell out. She was mad.
that's crazy. That's crazy. Because I had a Jehovah Witness do that to me when I was like working as a nanny, and like I had the little boy with me. We're getting on the bus. This lady is like, "Oh, he's so cute. Is this your son?" I said, "No, this isn't my son. He's my ward, my client." Um, and she's like, "Oh, well, are you Christian?" I said, "No, ma'am, I'm Muslim." She's like, "Oh, well, you're going to go to hell." And I was like, oh. And it took everything in me to be like, not to cuss her out in front of that little boy. And like the way he looked at me, he was like, "What? You're gonna go to hell?" And because he doesn't like, he's like, "Wait, I don't know this."
Yeah.
And I had to explain to him that some people are a little, I
Nutty.
don't know what the word is, huh?
Nutty.
Nutty. Yeah. That I'm not gonna go to hell because I'm Muslim. Look, everybody might go to hell. That's how I really truly feel. Everybody is going to go to heaven. So I don't care if you're atheist, you a Satanist, you're a damn Christian Jew. It does not matter. Like I feel like everything came from the same thing because it all has the same like pieces,
Like my
like
husband, he was a atheist, and then now he's like, I don't believe there's a God or Jesus or anything, but I know there's something out there. And I was like, good.
Well, I could only imagine if I was like of a different faith and some Christian told me that like I'm not going to hell, I'm not going to heaven because I'm not their same faith. And I was just like, you do realize I have a religion too that also has a final destination for people. I can just as easily tell you you're going to the bad place too.
We don't know if there is even a final destination. Like, once you're dead, you don't get to come back and be like, yo, there's a hell. I got burned. You see my toes? I got burned. Or, hey, why
It's
you
also,
brought me? I was in heaven.
yeah, and it's also such a like if you truly did have a good heart with it, it's like you're not. It's not even like coming from a place of like, oh, honey, let me just be pressed to be in your life to like try and mentor you in the right way type bullshit. It's literally just, oh, well, I should let you know, trigger, you're going the wrong way, bitch. Like there's nothing you're doing that's helping you by
She
saying
didn't
that.
say I'm going the wrong way. She just said, you're on one lift going down.
Like, who does that help? That only helps you with your ego and being like, ooh, at least one person I know I'm doing better than. Like, it doesn't, like, that's not ministering. That's not doing anything. Like, especially for someone who's like, and that's the funny thing because, like, if Christians would clean up their own houses, and say this is a Christian, but if we would like actually hold ourselves accountable, if we were actually ministering to the needs of people, if we were actually like seeing the suffering that people are going through. There's a lot of depression, there's a lot of anxiety in church, and there's still a lot of hesitation to get therapy. We treat everything like you can pray shit away. And it's like, people don't even understand the concept that prayer isn't to force God to magically do things in your life. prayer is to bring your mind up to the level of like godly contemplation to figure out how you're supposed to aid people in life. Prayer is supposed to be, okay, like reflecting on life, reflecting on how you think a divine power would want you to live, and then carrying that power out through. It is not just magically wishing shit to happen and being like, well, I prayed about it. I'm going to heaven. I prayed about it. You're going to hell. Like, it's not some sentencing shit. And
Yeah.
for people to have that kind of energy, they are being, like, even if they don't realize, they are being used by a darker force, because you're not entering any type of positivity or even like righteousness or goodness in people's lives when you're acting like that. There's nothing good that you're doing. And it's not like you're calling out evil when you're doing that. It's not like, as much fuck shit is happening in the world, as much fuck shit as happens in churches, like, Christians can be the most forgiving when it comes to Joel Osteens, when it comes to the mega rich, parasitic ass pastors, when it comes to the pedophilic or abusive ass pastors, when it comes to the pastors who are cheating on their wives with everybody in the church, when it comes to like, that's when that's when we know forgiveness. That's when, like, oh, God understands we sin, but like it's like,
See,
as
I
long as
just hate that the fact that a lot of them judge.
mm-hmm.
Like, if there was less judgy people, like for me, I don't like going to church because I feel like I have to dress up. I have to look a certain way. Instead of, I could wear a t-shirt and some jeans and just go. And then I did that one time. And because the person who invited me told me I'm allowed to wear whatever I want. So I dressed the kids up and they had shirt and jeans or whatever. We went there and everybody just looked at us like, what, they can't afford dresses, or they can't afford to get them a tie or a suit. They can't afford that. And I'm like, I mean, if you give me a warning, I could go buy it. 2, it's freaking cold as hell. I'm not gonna put my kids in dresses if it's cold. If I'm not willing to wear a dress, I'm not gonna make them. It's cold. And I'm sorry, we're not churchy people, so we don't have churchy clothes to wear.
Yeah.
But if you would have told me like 2 weeks ago that you're gonna invite me to church, I would have had the clothes for it. And they kept telling me, no, God accepts you any way that you come, as long as you come to church. And I said, that's fine. My daughter loves Jesus. They love God. I'll do anything for them. Let's go. But the way they look at people when they're not so dressed up,
Yeah.
it kind of like, or like, my hair is pink. Ooh, my hair is pink. If you ask me why my hair is pink, it's because it makes it easier to identify me if my kids get lost. 2, all they gotta do is look for bright pink hair. They could find me in a heartbeat. Because there is very, very, very few people that have bright pink hair. And then all they gotta say is, hey, my mommy is brown and she has bright pink hair. And there's a little bit black, but it's mostly pink. They will be able to look at that camera if they look for pink hair. Boom, right there. They don't have to go, my mommy has black hair and she has brown skin. I'm sorry, you name it, all the black people in the world. Like, oh, she has it in a ponytail. That barely breaks it down.
Yeah.
So it makes it a lot easier just to say pink hair.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a break real quick and we will come back with a little bit more. All right. Okay, so I wanted to touch on something that Glenn had said earlier about he doesn't know where people go after they died. I believe that people don't really go anywhere, but their energy just kind of goes off. And sometimes it can stay right where it is, or it can go possibly to another little body, which is why, like, some people say they remember their past lives and stuff like that, So because my brother actually used to tell my mom that he was a captain on a ship. And I don't know if he said he died on the ship, but he did say that he was captain on the ship. And I know I have seen ghosts. I know ghosts are real. You can't tell me that they're not, because I have seen them with my own 2 damn eyes. and I have pictures of ghosts, so y'all can't tell me nothing. But so like, do you ever think about that kind of stuff? Like if they just go like just spurts, you know?
I haven't like I said, I don't have a indefinite belief yet, but I do believe energy never dies.
Yeah.
So I do believe when you die, that energy, that soul that you have, it doesn't die. It has to go somewhere. So
Yeah.
I do believe in ghosts. So whether it becomes a ghost, you know what I'm saying, or like you said, reincarnation. Reincarnation is probably, if I was to pick one, that'll probably be the closest one that I'm aiming towards right now. Is either a ghost or reincarnation. Other than that, like I said, I don't really have a specific drink that I believe. I definitely don't believe anymore that it goes to hell or heaven. Nor is it, I don't really feel like it's resting. I feel like it's energy. It has to constantly be moving. It has to constantly be acting with the universe.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you. You ready, Glenn? So
Yeah.
my question for you is, do you believe that with reincarnation, because some religions believe that if you do good, you get to move up to a higher being or to a richer person. And if you are bad, or aka really your karma, if you're bad, then you get to be reincarnated as something lesser.
Do I believe that? That's a good question. I wouldn't say I believe that specifically, but I will say that there are levels of it. Huh?
Kind of like good deeds and your bad deeds. Like, does your good deeds outweigh?
Yeah, I definitely feel like the better person you are, you have a higher knowledge at the end of the day. I would say, and it's kind of hard to talk about yourself, but I would say I have a lot of wisdom, especially with love. I challenge people a lot. I think I understand love on such a bigger level that I feel like most people are like, to love, I have to get something, or I have to receive something to love you. And I understand love to be such on a higher level of, I don't need anything. Like, even if we go back to religious, and in the religious mindset of it, Jesus loved and didn't even meet half of the people, nearly half of the people that he was dying for. I feel like with the whole reincarnation, how that kind of intertwines is, it's actually a movie coming out. I can't think of the movie right now, but it's them being able to remember their past life, gathering all that to the life that they're in now, and being able to use all them gifts. So say like I was a warrior in my past life, and I remember that. Like, I was about to go there with your dreams, because I've had similar warrior. I've always considered myself a warrior. My stage name is Samurai. So I always wondered, maybe I have some type of warrior past that's like in my DNA. Like I can't shake it. It's always there. And that will explain these dreams that we have. That will explain us always fighting in this spiritual warfare, because we used to be warriors.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Something like, for me personally, I don't necessarily believe in reincarnation, but I, as a writer, as someone who's always been interested in science and metaphysics, and talking to people about these different types of spiritual ideas, especially for the type of stories I like to write, I always think of like reincarnation along the terms of like quantum entanglement, the concept that, in the Big Bang everything was a singularity, and everything snapped into like, not necessarily an explosion, but spreading out of all matter that is all connected in a way. And it's an interesting concept to think of, like almost like condensation, like water gets evaporated up into the sky, into clouds, and it rains back down. And you can't once the rain hits the ocean, you can't tell the difference between what rain was in the ocean, what rain is now back in the ocean, and it's all just rippling out and all connected in a way. I always find an interesting concept, and I know as someone who was super religious and raised super religious growing up, like my roommate does astrology, and for the longest time, it took me a while to really like take it seriously. And while they're always saying I'd be a great astrologer because of the way I connect things, but astrology seems like such a deep thing to study and so many different connections to really learn for me to be like, I can get into that. And I was wondering what got you into tarot and how do you feel that's blessed you both with your gifts and with your understanding of the world and people and, life and metaphysics and everything.
Right. Well, I always kind of, I guess, in the back of my mind, saw the stuff, and I was always interested in it. I can't. Let me think. That's a good question. Was it a specific thing that got me into tarot reading? I guess I'll say just as I built my and I'm fairly new in it, but as I built my spirituality and just being in tune with my spiritual side, the spirits and all that, and just communication, starting to learn different ways to communicate. Tarot cards just seem like the safest way.
Mm-hmm.
So I had got a tarot card deck, and I honestly just started to play with it. I think I was kind of a skeptic at first. I was like, is this really real, or am I playing with myself? And what was interesting to me is that the author of the cards writes down what he feels in each individual card is, which each individual card has already a basic understanding of it. But then as you get better into tarot card readings, you also pick up your own reading too from it. So either the spirits are telling me, or I'm looking at the image and the image gives me an idea. It can come to me different ways. And for me, when I started to do tarot card readings and everything would match up, it used to blow my mind because it's 72 cards. I don't know you, you know what I'm saying? I don't have a personal relationship with you, but what I'm pulling, what's coming out, is on point. You know what I'm saying? And it's actually going to your life. There's been times that it may not have been directly on as other times, but then there's been times where it hasn't been directly on, and then later on down the road, I revisit something, and then that card now applies. So.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Okay.
So, talking about readings,
Mm-hmm.
am I the only one who's ever had a past life reading here?
Maybe.
You had one? Past life. Ooh, what did you say?
What did I say? No, I said no.
No. Correct. I'm sorry, Nina.
Yeah, I think Nina said she had one.
Yeah. What did yours say?
I had it a long time ago, so I don't really remember, but I had it. I mean, you're welcome to do it again for me.
Oh no. He's wait, do you do those?
I ain't that good yet.
He said, I ain't doing
I ain't that good yet.
No, but
I've
been really drawn to Egypt for a very, very, very long time. Egypt, and for some reason, Henry VIII. I am very yes. For some reason, during that time period, I really liked that time period, and for some reason, those two have always drawn to me. It always like anytime I see any documents or about Henry VIII and his wives, especially Anne Boleyn. Annabelle is her first part of her name is from Anne Boleyn. So I've just been really interested in Anne Boleyn, Cleopatra, even before her, because she's not exactly Egyptian. She's actually Greek.
She was
So
like mixed. She was mixed.
not really.
She was I have a but.
She's mixed with something else. It's not complete.
But I know what you mean. But
It's not Egyptian, but it's something else.
Yeah,
It's
I
close,
gotta find it. I'm gonna find
but
it.
it's not.
Again, a lot of people were mixed back then too. Like,
Yeah,
we didn't
at that
have
point,
like
yeah,
it broken down into races just yet.
Yeah. But she was mostly Greek, but she was mixed with it is part of the Egyptian kingdom, but it's not Egyptian. So that's why she was able to still be pharaoh, even though she wasn't completely so I'm drawn to her. Anne Boleyn. What else? For some reason I like Norse mythology. I don't know why. I just yeah. So I'm kind of in that. So I don't know exactly or remember, but those I always been drawn to. I don't know why. It just sucks me in.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually had the same thing. I always was drawn to like Egyptian stuff. Like loved it, couldn't get enough of it. Definitely with Cleopatra. When I got my reading, she was like, "Yeah, you were in Egypt," and I was like, "What? Really?" That doesn't surprise me, because I already know. But yeah, she was like, "You were an entertainer." And basically, I'm going through the same thing that I've been going through for years with like how I want to dress and stuff. Like, because my parents are more conservative, so they don't really like it when I dress like super sexy or like with a crop top and stuff like that. So basically going through the same thing, going through the same motions. And basically in this life, I have to figure out how to just say, I don't care. And I'm just gonna do it. But it was funny because she was like, yeah, it's like really strong shit. Like Egypt is really strong. And but she did not know that my family line is from a pharaoh. So it was like, yeah, Akhenaten. Yep. So I am from that line. And she was like, that's why it was so strong because and I just keep coming back. I don't know if I'm coming back into the same family line. I'm not sure, but yeah.
That's pretty cool. I always say that even though I don't believe in past lives, if I did have a past life, I feel like my past life was a bad bitch. as I just feel that strongly. Like if it was, I just feel like I'd be looking back and like, and it's kind of interesting because I don't believe in, but I do kind of believe in it just from, like I said, concept of quantum entanglement and atoms are connected, and the atoms that are in our body used to be in stars. So like on some level, the energy that's in us used to be in other things. So whether you consider that life, whether you consider that spirituality, whether you consider that something that's higher or like scientific, whatever it is, we do have a connection to the past that goes beyond just, family and blood and everything.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I had crumbs on my face from that sandwich earlier. But yeah, it's very interesting when you figure out like what it is. And it made so much sense because like my dog's name is an Egyptian goddess. Like my name is spelled in the Egyptian way. Like it's not spelled the regular way. It's Egyptian. So yeah, like everything. I was pressed to be Cleopatra. Anyway, I was pressed to be Cleopatra for Halloween when I was young. Like that was my shit. Like we had the Book of the Dead in my house, and I always used to just read through it as a kid, and I didn't know what it was talking about, but I was little and I was just reading through. I need to find that book, but yeah. So since we're talking about readings, you want to start off with readings for us, our tarot readings? Oh, she
Yes.
popped back on for that.
Yeah.
She said, yes.
Do a call for everybody. So what are we looking for? What's to come in the new year?
Are you going first, Queen?
A
Okay.
general intuitive
So I
reading.
can
General
first.
reading. Yeah, let's do a general reading. Yeah.
A general reading? Okay, yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
easier.
for the first, yeah.
I'm gonna
General
go.
reading for the
I know, right?
for the page.
Mm.
You said
Yeah,
what?
A general reading for the page.
Yeah,
For the
do
page?
general read per page. Yeah, for the
For the page. Yeah,
podcast.
for
Oh,
the podcast. Yeah.
And then I
Okay.
want one for love.
Mm.
Second one. So. It's so
We're waiting. We're like letting the energy build.
yes.
I put green on my lid so I could get money for the new year.
Yes, honey. Yes.
Tell me when to stop.
But it's the dark part.
Tell me when to stop.
Oh.
Okay.
Stop.
We got the.
Is that the Chariot? Mhm. Yeah, that's the Chariot.
Let me tell you. And before you look it up, let's see what it tells me. This is not an exact science. Sometimes it comes quick. Sometimes it takes a minute.
You're fine.
I don't like to force stuff. But I'm getting the future is definitely going to be good.
Put an order for love cake.
The future is definitely going somewhere. It seems like it could lead into two different pathways. I don't know if it's going to split into two different channels or maybe I'm seeing two different leaders, like two different heads of it.
What do you mean?
Can it be that like we have the same channel, just maybe like a kind of like how TV series got like a side or like
that's kind of what I'm seeing possibly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember we were talking about that.
Yeah, we were. That's wild.
That's what I'm saying possibly.
Oh.
But
yeah.
you're definitely flying. Y'all in the air. So I definitely see it going places.
All right. Nice.
All right, what is look it up on your phone, Queen?
It was victory, overcoming obstacles, success, ambition, determination, willpower, control, self-discipline, hard work, and focus. It says the Chariot Tarot represents overcoming obstacles through the determination, focus, and willpower. With this major arcana trump card in your tarot spread, you will be feeling motivated, ambitious, and in control. Now is the time to go for what you really want. The Chariot is not without its challenges. There may be many obstacles in your path, but if you stay focused, keep your composure, and are confident in your abilities, you will be successful. It can also represent travel, usually involving driving, as the Chariot is, after all, a mode of transport. The Chariot can also indicate that you may be acting defensively or aggressively to hide that you are feeling emotionally vulnerable. You may feel like you are in a battle at the moment. Don't worry, if you maintain your focus, you will be successful. The Chariot is also an indicator of success in sports or competitions. The Chariot represents finding the balance between the heart and mind. Put any worries aside and maintain your focus.
Does somebody
Okay.
feel like, I don't know what I just got as you were reading that. Does somebody feel like they y'all want felt like I should be in more views by now? Or discouraged a little bit? No.
Hold on, we're on episode 10, so
Yeah, we're just starting. Like it's some days I was like, oh, it's only 20 views. Okay, maybe it might be me. But I don't feel discouraged. Like I keep going. Like I keep putting it out there. Like it doesn't discourage me. Not at all.
Yeah, because I see a mountain, but I see y'all getting over it.
Okay.
I definitely say y'all getting over it.
All right, so that do me. Ooh, I'm playing. Well, not really. I'm not playing, but you know, is that stuck in my hair again? Child bones.
find a way.
Does that do you?
Yeah, you can do me.
Oh, do you first?
You said what?
Do your turn, read it first. I want to go next.
Our podcast is great. Woohoo! And if you can do an extra, do you want a general reading too, hon?
Yeah,
Or just you just want love?
Talking about me?
Not no, you're not hun.
I was like, who else is
You know
left?
how to do that.
Oops, I'm sorry. No, I'm messing
Mama
with
told
you.
me.
I'm doing process of elimination. I'm like, it's 4 of us. Who's left?
Tell me what to stop for you.
Okay. You can stop. Go ahead.
Gosh.
Damn it.
You got the justice card. Oh.
Okay. When you pulled it, was it reversed? Or was it
No.
up? It was upright?
It was upright.
Oh, Jesus.
Was that good or bad?
I was like,
Because
yeah.
I already knew. I was like, oh, I already know what this is. Because it's been telling me this shit. That's why I'm just kind of over it.
Walking blindly into something, got to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
It's a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
So you good. It's gonna hurt. What's the read?
You said what?
What's the reading on it?
Exactly that. Let me go to my thing now. Where's the little thingamajig? See, I'm blind today or something. See, there you go. Okay, so it means justice, karmic justice, consequences, legal. Okay, I'm just keep going. The Justice Tarot card relates to karmic justice, legal matters, and cause and effect. In a general context, justice is showing you that all the actions have consequences, so look at your present circumstances in that context. How have your own actions contributed to where you find yourself today? Are there any karmic lessons that you should be learning from your current situation? This major arcana card is also a signifier of legal matters being resolved in a fair and balanced manner. I don't have any legal matters, so I don't know. This is usually a favorable omen if you are involved in a legal dispute. Justice is concerned with truth and integrity, so you may find yourself compelled to speak the truth and that you more than ever value honesty and integrity in others. Justice also relates to balance. It may signify that circumstances may arise that could throw you off balance. These circumstances may or may not be beyond your control or of your own making. Either way, you must try to keep yourself on an even keel as the events unfold. The Justice card can also indicate that you have a choice to make when it appears in your tarot readings, as you'll be weighing up all your options And balancing the scales. It's the last part. And I'm just kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
I already know what that is. That's why I'm just very tired of that damn card. As soon as I saw it, I was like, fuck. Jeez. I'm gonna keep that.
All right, you just gotta do what you know you gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
Double-edged sword, it's hurt.
All right.
We're gonna go with who's next?
I thought you were gonna do love.
Yours,
all right.
fine.
Go ahead and do my love reading too. But if justice pop up again, I'm gonna be like, you know what?
I don't like you.
I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm done. All right.
All right. All right, tell me when to stop.
Stop. Go ahead.
Oh, pull on, you won again? Oh, okay. And you got 3 of wands this time.
You said 3 of what?
Of wands.
Of wands.
Somebody's gonna help you get through the journey,
Mm-hmm.
the next step of your life. And you're gonna have somebody helping you through it. Somebody's gonna be a powerful character in your life. What's it, Reed?
Whew. So, let me see. Since I'm single. Huh. That's interesting. I don't know. It says I would be enjoying the freedom of being single. That sounds like my past.
Could be.
Maybe.
But what you're saying actually sounds more like what's happening around.
What's happening?
Yeah.
As I said, sometimes the
Or holiday.
author and the agenda be a little off here.
No, that was actually very much correct.
Point. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes what the spirit is telling me and what the author for the card could sometimes be off. Sometimes that might not be the same.
I know exactly who that is.
Yeah.
I do.
Who the person is going to be there?
Yeah, I know who that person is.
Okay, my general. Let's do my general.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
That was a big year. So, this bird covered the whole year or at least half of it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Trying to pull it together because my energy is so low.
You got it. You can pull it.
Stop.
Pull it.
Draw the energy like a Super Saiyan.
What'd you say?
I said, drop the energy like a Super Saiyan.
Lord have mercy. We did not just bring Dragon Ball Z into this, but we did.
Sure did.
He's got the energy.
9 times 9,000.
Yeah.
Stop.
What is happening?
I gotta do that one again. That's not right.
There we go.
10 when to stop.
Stop.
I love it.
That's right. That's definitely right. Oh Lord, okay.
Oh, is it that bad? He said, oh,
No,
Lord.
it's not bad. But I'm getting some clearer now because I don't know you outside of here. So
I have told him nothing about y'all. Nothing.
This is the card.
What's that card? Okay.
The Two of Pentacles. I feel like you're juggling a lot, like a whole lot. Like you almost, you're a mom, so obviously you're strong, but there's just a lot going on. It's a lot in your life right now that's going on that you're trying to juggle, and you're trying to like be the. Are you the main provider in your household? You're not?
But I'm the one who takes care of everything.
Okay, so you providing it, yeah. That's what I say, okay. I'm looking for something more specific. Yeah, I definitely see you take care of everything. It's like you might not money-wise be the main provider, but you hold everything together. You pretty much keep the house moving. You make sure everybody has a schedule, make sure everybody's where they need to be at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
I see abundance of fruit. Like there will be fruit to your labor. It might not seem like it right now, but it's definitely there's going to be good fruit to your labor coming. What's the card read, Queen? Oh, she's muted. She'll tell you the reading in a minute when she gets back on. But I definitely see fruit.
That's good.
So good things, juggling. You have something that you put like to the side for right now because you're handling everything else. Yeah, I see something that it doesn't seem like it's gone because it's like it's there, but it's not there. But it seems like it's in the background. Like you had to put it on hold for a while. Don't forget that.
All right.
Whatever.
So, yes, he's correct. It's balance, trying to find balance, resourcefulness, ups and downs, adaptability, flexibility, juggling life, juggling money, balancing books, transferring money, profit and loss, income and outgoings, financial decisions, financial stress, and partnerships. In a general context, the Two of Pentacles can indicate that you are trying to find or maintain the balance between various areas of your life. This minor arcana card represents the ups and downs of life and indicates that you are resourceful, adaptable, and flexible enough to get through them. However, it can be a warning that trying to juggle too many things at once and not prioritizing what is important can lead to failure and exhaustion. Try to evaluate where you are putting your energy and cut back on what is not necessary in order to maintain a balanced and happy life. The Two of Pentacles can indicate that decisions need to be made, and making these choices may be causing you stress. It can also signify a partnership and the struggle to find the right balance between your needs and the needs of someone else.
That sounds about it.
Yeah.
So you ready for my love life?
Don't lose yourself.
Yeah.
Don't lose yourself.
I won't.
You got a good energy about you. Don't lose yourself. That thing, whatever you got hanging up, might be around that time to pull it back down.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, that's good. That's good news. Busy news, but good. I know, but I'm gonna get it.
Definitely.
Okay, I'm ready for my love life.
You love life, man.
Yes. Stop laughing. You're like, oh, you ready for it too?
Gee.
Okay.
All right. Tell you when to stop.
Okay, I will. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Stop.
Oh, okay. 6 of Swords.
Okay.
It's a good bond.
Okay.
A lot of struggles.
Okay.
So I definitely see a good connection, but it's a lot of struggles. And I wouldn't say the struggles are keeping you from getting to where you're trying to get,
Mm-hmm.
but it probably goes along with the balance and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the yeah. I feel like those cards kind of go in hand. It's just you balancing everything, and I see the goal I see is in the distance, and it's starting to come clearer and clearer and clearer. So y'all walking in the right path. You just have to be mindful of the stuff around you that might be trying to prohibit the relationship. You have any people I feel like more on his side that's like a thorn? It's like not necessarily the most positive when it comes to the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely see somebody or someone that's just not positive. And it's like they're not, yeah, like I can't get any specifics. It's not giving me any specifics, but they're not positive. They're not sending positive vibes when it comes to your relationship. And that's one of the hurdles that y'all trying to get over. But I see a bound. Like, as long as I keep y'all focused, keep the relationship focused, y'all will get what y'all trying to get.
Okay.
And I feel like whatever this thing is hanging up has a lot to do with that. Has a lot to do with that. What's the reading on this card?
It says in a love tarot spread, if you are in a relationship, the 6 of Swords indicates that your relationship is moving into calmer waters after a difficult period. Healing, stability, and open communication are all coming to the fore now, and it is a positive time where the relationship can progress. So,
Oh, 1 point.
Oh, that's excellent.
oh man.
We saved the best for last.
Yeah.
Let's start with that general.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Where's my sandwich?
What?
In the fridge.
Oh, I thought it was in here.
Tell him when to stop.
Stop.
What the fuck?
So you really wanted to stop that bad?
Yeah.
Nah, I was just doing a soundbite.
I got the Kings of Clubs.
Okay, that sounds cool.
Kings of Cups. All right.
You said Kings of what?
Of Cups.
King of Cups.
Kings of Cups.
King of the Cups. King of the Cups.
You're a thinking man. You're wise. Wise. You're in your circle. You're like the wisest one. That's what I see. It seems like you think. The way that you think is above most of the people around you. You focused. It seems like I get a real strong energy of like focus. Like it's something that you want, that you going for, and ain't nothing stopping you. It's like anything that's getting in your way it has to move, or you're gonna run right over it. Which is good. I say be mindful in your thoughts.
Mm.
Sometimes we can get lost in our thoughts. Don't think too hard to where you end up getting lost. You know what I'm saying? And end up excluding yourself from things because you're thinking too deep of it.
Damn. I haven't told that before.
Yeah. Yeah. What's it, read, Queen?
It says, in a general context, the King of Cups tarot card represents kindness, compassion, and wisdom. This minor arcana card can indicate that you will be finding the balance between your mind and your heart. You will learn to control your emotions and find the wisdom to accept that which you cannot change. You should be gaining a deeper level of emotional maturity when this card appears. You will become calmer, more sympathetic to others, and tolerant. Like all the cups court cards, the King of Cups signifies emotion, creativity, artistic ability, and intuition, but in a more balanced form. As a person, the King of Cups is caring, affectionate, and empathetic. He is a good listener, diplomatic, and easygoing. He is the type of older male who will give you sound advice and act as a calming influence in your life. He usually has light hair and has few, if any, enemies, as he is well liked and gets along with the majority of people. He may lack the drive to pursue material wealth as he is more focused on the emotional side of life. He is very family orientated. He may be a water sign, such as Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Isn't Aquarius a water sign?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a Pisces, huh?
You're Pisces. I thought you were in Aquarius.
It sounds very true. There's a lot of the things I've been dealing with and the things I feel I've been growing towards, especially coming down towards the end of this year. And I recently had someone tell me I need to stop intellectualizing my emotions and actually like allow myself to feel them.
Okay. Yeah.
But, I'm ready for love. Let's see what we'll see. We'll see what the cards say.
All right.
All right, tell you when to stop.
All right. Stop.
You got the Fool.
The hoe?
The Fool.
Oh, the fool. Oh, I thought you said the hoe.
The what?
The Fool. Am I saying it right? F-O-O-L.
I thought at first he said the hoe. And I was like, I didn't even know there was a car called the hoe. And that's why.
It's like, no, let me stop messing with you.
Like there would be magically a new card just
for you.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, let's see. Who's God trying to tell me?
Where'd he go? Oh, where'd she go?
Okay. I'm right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like you got different people that you're juggling.
I have different potentials. I'm not really talking to anybody right now.
Okay.
But like I've been in like there have been a couple of situations, especially last year, that were like it was a situation like especially one in particular where we just had two dating styles. I was telling them they should also see other people. And they were like, no, if we mess around with each other, then we need to like be seriously like going steady type of shit. Right. And I was just like, well, because I was like, well, if we're going, but like before I'm ready to date you, I need to see if our energies like even align to like be something that can be compatible. And they're like, well, you already know me. What do you need to date me to know me? I was like, it's not about dating to know you. I already know you. It's about, are we a good fit together?
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's the because like especially after the last relationship I had, I definitely like I had the last relationship was a great bond. We're still like great friends, but like the way we would butt heads, the way that like by the time like we would fight like when it was long distance, and then when we actually like got closer together, like the relationship was over in like 6 or so months, and I was just like, well, I said this would happen if I came through, type of shit. So I'm very much like the next. I still like want to connect with people. I still want to have fun, but I also don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste somebody else's time, and I don't want to like lie about not even feelings because I could. I've always said I can like someone, I can even love someone, but will this relationship actually be something that's fulfilling for both of us? Like that goes beyond just my feelings for you. It goes to like, do we work well together and like where we want to go together or like what we want from life. So I'm very like I feel like I could be a fool in love, and so that's why I try and like, all right, let me hold myself up before I'm putting myself too deep in shit.
Like you want something. Can't say the word right. Something. I can't say the word right. Some. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Something. Yeah, that word. Yeah, I definitely understand that.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
But with my last relationship, I told the guy, he was being a jerk, and I told him, you know what, it's been 3 years. I'm done with the way you treated me. You treat me like crap. And he told me straight up, because nobody's gonna ever find you attractive because you have a kid. Nobody's gonna want to date you. You know what I did? Um, I got a date that day. The next day I got a date. He didn't know I was gonna date. Was going on a date. I made sure that I broke up with him before the date, because then I'd be single. But for that, I made sure he paid my insurance, put gas in my tank. Then I left him at the gym, and I told him, "Oh, by the way, we're breaking up," and I dipped.
Wow.
Because
Savage. She's like, I believe you at the gym too.
$3,000.
Bloody.
Woo.
But
Nah, I
when
ain't
I
that
met
fucking
him, I knew he was for me, because I am late a lot. Y'all know this. I was late to our first date. He waited outside in the cold because it was March. Waited outside for me for 2 hours. I didn't even call him or anything. Say, hey, I'm on my way. No, he was out there waiting. And then after the movies and we had this, we ate. I told him everything that ever happened to me, because I'm like, I have a kid. This is what happened to me personally. I'm broken. So if you don't got time, if you don't want to, see this relationship to the end, then I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want to waste my time. But this is me. You either accept me or you don't. And if you don't, thank you for taking me out. And if you like my lips enough to keep me going, I was 2 years.
Okay.
But you go through the relationship, so we got to figure things out, as you said.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
Ooh, but yes, Glenn Pedii, give me any additional information I need to know.
It says
But
the
we
fool
did-
in love is exciting and spontaneous, but a little bit fickle for those in relationships. Well, never mind. Let me skip past that one. For those that are single, it is a very good indicator that an impulsive, carefree romance is on the cards, or many such romances. If the fool appears, be prepared for a fun-filled romance, but be careful not to miss true love if it comes your way during this time. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So go
have fun, but be on the lookout.
Yes, go be on the lookout. Go for it.
I'm over here trying to make choices and shit.
And don't overthink it. Remember, the other card said don't overthink. So don't overthink. Just go have fun.
Oh,
You're
you
still,
help.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I'm such an overthinker though.
you gotta jump for it. It's safe, be spontaneous. Go
Mhm.
for it.
But I already
Okay.
know what my little choice needs to be, so I'm
Yeah.
You
good.
gonna do mine, Queen?
Hey.
I don't even have my calls, honey.
You know, I thought, oh Lord, I can't do
Put
all
my
of
cards
them.
down here. I don't. I mean, did you want me to?
If you don't got your cards, it's okay.
Oh, okay. I'll do
I
one
was
for
gonna
you.
say, can you draw for yourself?
I
You,
can, but
I
it doesn't.
always draw for myself. Oh,
It
him
doesn't
draw
usually
for
work like
himself.
that. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
do you?
I do myself every once in a while.
Yeah,
I
I do
have,
mine.
but yeah.
So,
But the way I do it is I don't I do my past, present, and future.
mhm.
Um and then I kind of like what he did was which he kept mixing the cards till he felt that or till we felt that it was good. I do the
Yeah.
same with my cards.
Yeah.
I keep going till I think it's right. Then I divide it,
Mhm.
and then if a certain for me, because I don't flip my cards over automatically. I see which order I want to put it in again, mix it one more time, divide it, and if it feels right, because I wait till it feels right. If it doesn't feel right, then I'll go again. And then I put one each card out, and that's how I do it. Depending on where like I feel the card is
Yeah.
for the day. I'm like, is it top? Is it middle? Is it bottom? Let me feel okay. It's right here, and then I flip it.
Yeah.
Mm,
Everybody got their own styles because I
yeah.
sage
Like
mine
do
every
red
time.
and just pick 3 cards.
Mhm.
Um, some people do a big old like because there's many different ways to do Torah readings, depending on how you are, how much time you got, what you're looking for.
Mhm.
Like his general is 1 card for us, and that kind of tells us like the basics of what we're feeling right at this moment,
Yeah.
and what you kind of see excuse me, what's going to happen in the future.
Mhm.
Like I said, you could do like that morning, you could do 1 card, be like, okay, so how's my day gonna go? Okay, my day's good. Don't 100% rely on it, but you could base, okay, so today I'm gonna have a great day. It's gonna be filled with this, and this. Okay, that way, and then if you do get one with the bad card, not exactly bad card, because they're not really bad cards. One that says, hey, stop overthinking things, just go for it. Then you could go out in the world and have that energy of, hey, today, you know what? If somebody asks me if I want a free coffee, I'm gonna say yes instead of thinking, why are they giving it to me? What did I do?
Mm.
So that kind of energy.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I sage my cards every time I do a reading
Yeah.
in Palo Santo and everything because I
I
want to make sure that everything's clear. Like it's
and
no anybody's energy on it, huh? Go ahead.
I moonwash mine. So I
Ooh,
put in the
do that.
moonlight.
That's why I try to do it like during the full moon and stuff, so I could just go ahead and.
I do it once a month. I move in a full moon. I put all my cards out and let it absorb the light from the moon, the energy from it.
Yes.
I always sage my cards no matter what.
Mhm.
Um, so for January 1st, I'm gonna do a very, very, very long process of saging. I sage my house, the
Yeah.
outside. Um, I have nails from a railroad that's on each corner of my property for protection. Um, and
I
then
love
I
it.
just did the whole inside outside. When I lived in an apartment, my daughter, she would tell me, "Mom, I see a black glob in the corner of the room of the
Mm,
house," and I'm like,
mm.
"What the heck are you talking about?" And I kept hearing her tell, and me and James, we got into it. We kept getting into fight, and we just be angry for no reason.
It was the blob.
And then
Yep, it's the blog. Yep.
every night at 1 o'clock, every single night would scream.
It was
Hmm.
scream.
My daughter Annabelle,
Oh, she would
She
scream.
was screaming.
we doing that
So she
exactly
said
at the
the
same
blob was
time.
screaming. I was like,
Uh,
what?
No,
Okay.
but it was moving and getting bigger. So
Because y'all were giving it so much negative energy.
he was giving the energy.
And it was collecting.
when I saged the house, it got madder. So eventually we just moved. But
Heck
the
yeah.
minute we moved out,
You gotta get like a priest to get that out. You can't sage that out. Mm-mm.
if it's small, you can, but if it's huge like that, you can't at all.
Yeah, you gotta get somebody to exercise your house to get that out.
I love that place, and as far as I know, people keep moving in and out of that apartment real quick. And we are when we moved out of there, we felt relief, we felt fresh start, we felt like, and my daughter's, she hasn't seen any energy because I do cleanse my house twice a year, the 1st of January and my birthday, because it's July 1st, so it's that
Gotcha.
middle of the year.
Yeah.
And so I try saging, and anytime we have a fight or anything, I
Say-
sage the house, only because I don't need that negative energy. I got too much crap going up in my life, and I don't have time for any negative energy to make me feel uncomfortable in my own home.
Right.
So I try to like, even my sage, I moon wash it. I stick it outside, let it get the energy from the moon. My crown, I stick it outside, I wear a crown, girl. Kyrie got me one, and it has the moon goddess Luna right in the middle. But
Yes.
I mean, like, my stones, moon wash it, sage it, make sure it's, and I even take it back to the place I bought it just to make sure, hey, can you fill my crystals? I want to make sure it's completely cleansed and there's no negative energy, because they do work really, really hard.
Yeah.
And of course, there is 2 places here in Virginia. Okay, one place in Virginia and one place in Norfolk that I go to. One is called Mystic Moon. They're the one that does the Pride Day,
Yeah.
the Wiccan Pagan Pride Day, and they collect cans for the hungry. They do a lot of good charity. And then the other one is Rumpelstiltskin, and I like them because they have a lot of good information, especially if you're just starting out. Sometimes they have their beginner's altar there. They have a lot of crystals, books, basic, and a lot of ingredients. So if you need like healing for anything, they have it. They'll mix it for you, or you can buy it separate if you need it for any kind of ritual spells, or just like, I like lavender a lot, so I will buy fresh dried lavender from them because they actually do it themselves.
Mm.
They'll just purchase it and then just stick it somewhere.
Mm.
So
Okay.
those are the 2 places I recommend if you want to get into your spirit. Actually, okay.
All right, so
Next.
let's take a break. Then we're gonna go to our next topic. Okay, so everybody knows about Kanye West trying to get his wife Kim Kardashian back, and Kim Kardashian is paying that nigga dust. He is going on Instagram and Twitter professing his love, trying to get her back, and she's out there with Pete Davidson riding his big show. So I'm just wondering.
Ooh.
Well, the question is this: should he fight for the marriage, or keep fighting, or should Kim Kardashian go on ahead and get that restraining order? But can she get a restraining order because now he lives across the street?
So for me is so it could go either way. So yes, if he is doing something that is disruptive, or is kind of like threatening her,
Yeah.
then yes, she should get a restraining order. But he could probably be one of those guys that are sorry, you guys, that are stupid, don't realize what they got till it's gone, and then now y'all want to act all big and mighty, going, "Oh my gosh, I love her," but you couldn't give her love before this happened. And I hate it when people, because it's not just guys, it's also girls. I hate when people wait to the last second when you've been given multiple times to stay with the person. Because if the person really loves you or really cares about you, they will beg. They will no. First, they will ask, "Hey, would you ever?"
They gonna beg.
What's wrong with
I
you?
think what he's doing is begging. He begging on Instagram.
But the thing is, he waits too long to beg.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm sorry. You should not have been doing your concerts and everything else. You should have when the minute she said something, because you know us women, we complain, and we tell you when we're done or we're getting fed up. We don't just say it because we're saying it. We go, "Hey, we don't like this." Or at first we'd be like, um, uh, we don't really care for it. You know,
Yeah.
check your feelings. Then we go into, "Can you please not do that?" To what the hell? To
Yeah.
you know what? This is done. I don't want to do it. Stop.
Yeah.
I'll leave. When it gets to that point where they're like, "Or we're gonna leave," you got like 3 more chances after that. They're lost.
With me, it's one more chance.
No, but it's when you completely check out the relationship, you check out whatever they want to do. But when you completely check out the relationship and you did not answer back to them, you don't give them any, "Okay, I understand, honey, that you don't like this, but I still like this. How about we figure it out?" After that, now, if you do that, then yeah, you might have a chance saving your whatever you got, your girlfriend, your marriage, whatever, your relationship. But if you keep doing wrong by them and not talking or communicating, and they keep telling you, "Hey, communicate with me. Tell me what you want," because we will change a little bit for you guys. It's not a lot, especially when it comes to physical. Maybe not emotionally or our personality. We might not change a lot for you guys, but physically, we will change for you. And the thing is that once we do, you realize that's not what you want, or you guys want something else. So at the end of the day, he needs to figure out that it's over. She's already dating somebody else. She's already with somebody else. She moved out of the house.
Yeah.
The only
And
way
she
you
dropped the name. She dropped the West name. Oh, she's trying to.
But the thing is, at the end of the day, y'all just got to deal with. You're gonna have to deal with shutting up, getting over her. Sorry, you had a good one, and now you don't. And the only thing y'all gonna have a relationship with or for is for your kids. Now you can try to show her that whatever issue y'all have, because I don't know what issue they had completely, but whatever issue y'all had, if y'all sat down and actually talk about it, y'all could figure it out. But you waited too long, and she checked out.
You know, like that actually reminds me like of my ex, who's Renpet's dad, the dog that barks all the time. After I left during quarantine, I said, you know what, I'm tired of this shit. I don't listen to me, you don't talk to me, you're yelling, you're cussing, you're fussing at me for no reason. I was done. I told him to stop it. After that last time I said stop it, he didn't stop. Did. And like for months I didn't talk to him. He would he
Drop you
did
quick.
Yeah, like after like months, and after I had told him what had happened to my arm and stuff, he decided he wanted to see me and talk to me. I was like, no. And then he actually came to my house, and my brother answered door, had to have a conversation with him. And within that conversation, he told my brother, he said, I can't find anybody like your sister. Like, I'm out here and these other women are not like her. And I really want her back. And he's like, it's too late. You had 6 years. You had 6 years to get it together and you didn't. So yeah, that's a lesson learned. You will lose a good one if y'all don't listen. Y'all will. So yeah, go ahead.
Kanye West, I used to have a lot of love for him. He used to be like my top 2 favorite artists. But I also used to say, yo, if Kim Kardashian ever cheats on Kanye West with a Ray J or somebody else, he's gonna murder her. He's gonna pull OJ. And Kanye West, I just think it's so funny that like Kim Kardashian, like before when I heard her trying to file to be legally single, I was like, isn't that what divorce is for? But he's literally holding up signing divorce papers. He's literally moving across the street. He's literally on different channels and everything like that, talking about how the people are trying to fight, defeat his relationship and like be in her ear. But literally through all of Kanye's like recent antics, through him like being publicly talking about his kids in ways that like they're gonna see at the point in the future, talking about the relationship in ways that like they're gonna have to see was all put out in the media in the future. Like she stood by him through all of that. And like Kanye West, I think he always took this relationship for granted because of how big he was when he got with her. And just the way he put her on a pedestal. Remember, he said that he got with her because she was the epitome of beauty. He got with her, and he said that like to get with her, he had to take like 80 showers to wash Amber Rose off of him and everything like that. He put her on this pedestal, but at the same time, he was just treating her like she was always going to be there. Like he snatched her from whoever her ex was, Chris Humphries or whoever, and like he got used to her being like. One thing niggas don't seem to get is that like niggas will fetishize white women. I mean, especially if you're calling Kim Kardashian the epitome of all beauty, niggas will fetishize white women and put them on this pedestal, and then not realize white women don't have time for the mess. They will divorce your ass quick. And she stood by him longer than most other white women would have. Like, but Kanye West, I think he took for granted their dynamic and how much she was willing. Like, if a nigga sees that you are willing to sacrifice things for you, he's going to keep relying on that, and he's going to keep thinking that's how it's going to continue to be, without realizing he's wearing her down to the point where he's going to need to find joy in something or somebody else. And him at this point, he needs to give up that concept of, I can't find somebody else who's like her is a dangerous one for you to have, especially as a man, because it could drive a lot of men to a lot of dangerous shit. Mm-hmm. And we got to stop treating love like this one true end all be all, and stop comparing love. Like when you're in a position of like, oh, you're nothing like my ex, or my ex is better than you, or like I can't find anyone like her. Well, that was that love that you had in there. That was that period of your life where you were with this person. And yeah, you're never gonna find nobody else like that, because that was a unique thing. The bond you had with this person, who they were, who you were with them, that's a unique thing. Take what you learned from that. Learn from it. Like Tyra Banks said, learn from this. Like take what that relationship was. Take what you regret that you didn't do in that relationship to keep it. Hopefully reach a healthy place where you can talk to them about what went wrong, so that the next relationship, you're a healthier person, and you're not like I forgot what movie it is, but that Penelope Cruz line, you will always be chasing me in the other women you're with. So you're not constantly chasing someone that you fucked up with and everyone else you're with. And in the end, you're selling with someone you don't even love, because this is just the person you need to take care of you. And if you want real love, and And that's another thing too. A lot of Black men don't date in the sense of real love. We have lust, and we want someone who's gonna make us look good, and someone who's going to like take care of us and hold us down. But we're not really geared to the mindset of what true love really feels like. And so it can be something of chasing that feeling, whether it's the high of being with other people, whether it's the high of someone who's like really going to listen to us and like hold us down. And if you're always prioritizing that without recognizing what this person truly means in your life, you'll never be satisfied until they're no longer yours and you no longer have access to them. And you'll always be chasing that access. And especially if they don't give it to you and you see them publicly with other people, it will drive you fucking crazy. And that's what he's going through right now. Why else is he on stage with Marilyn Manson and Justin Bieber and praying to bring his mother's soul back and having Kim cosplay as still his wife and all this shit? Like he already has issues that he needs to work on, and he's only going to drive himself further insane, constantly driving this wedge between not just his ex-wife that he won't give the divorce that she fucking deserves at this point, but his kids who are going to see all of this and be like, yeah, it's a messy situation.
Fine.
I agree. It kind of hits a little too close to home for me. I've been there, especially as a man. I can understand. You're right. He literally is going crazy, and if he does not get a hold of himself, it can be very dangerous. We got a tendency of, like you said, once you lose somebody, you really realize how much you miss them. And for a man, once you have that attachment to somebody, and again, it's a spiritual thing too. You got that soul tie to somebody. It's hard for you to let go of that person, and you want to do everything you could do to keep that person. But at some point, you got to learn how to let go. You got to learn how to let certain situations go. I don't think it's right for him to be holding these divorce papers and stuff. Like, she's moved on. You have to really seek into yourself to let this go. And it's not the easiest thing, I'm an example. I literally let my ex drive me pretty much insane. I was popping up at her job, I had my gun ready to end this because I felt like, well, shit, if I can't have you, ain't nobody gonna have you. I was seconds from doing something that could have ended me up in jail or dead. And if it wasn't for my good friends and stuff to really be that calm in the storm, I probably would have lost it. I probably would have definitely lost it. And I feel like Kanye probably needs someone of calm mind to really reach him, to really sit down with him and be like, look, dude, like, you got to let this go. Because if you don't, it's going to destroy you. And if you want any type of idea of co-parenting and dealing with her on any type of level, it's best to stop sooner than later. And now you moving across from her and stuff like that. Yeah, that's stalker type stuff.
I mean, I could understand, like, if he would have said like he moved across the street for the kids so they won't be too far away during city, then that makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
But
we all know that's not the reason.
Yeah, that's not why he moved over there. Like,
he trying to watch her and Pete Davidson coming through the gate. That's what he tried to do. Shoot, but no,
narrow.
It's
that sometimes as we grow older, we mature more.
Bless you.
Are you supposed to mature more? That if he would have cut this off like she wanted, they could possibly be a chance in the future for them to get back together once they mature more apart. But the thing is, he's playing kiddie games and not doing what he's supposed to be doing. It's over, it's done. Yeah. Now, if she wasn't trying to get with nobody, then I can see him, go ahead, go romance your girl, but she already found somebody else.
But my thing is this, he's been seen with other women. So I don't
Yeah.
understand what his real issue is with
It's
her all of a sudden
reference.
finally dating. Like I actually am okay with her dating as being a person who's divorcing. I'm okay with that. A lot of people are calling her a hoe. Oh, you still married, but she's divorcing.
Yeah.
We all know she's going to leave that man. So it's just kind of like he waited until she started to date to try to, hey, wait, because I've had that happen to me too. Grandpa's dad did that too when another time we had broken up. As soon as I started dating somebody else, here he came. I'm sorry. Like, you can't do that. You know, you can't do it. It's over. It's done. It's
Yeah.
over.
Plus, think about the fact that he's out here dating, even like supposedly had chicks living with him or living with chicks, and like
Mhm.
you can't really give your all to a new person or really mature for a new relationship if you're always chasing the ghost of what was. Like,
Right.
I remember in one of my relationships, the one that was like went on for like 7 years and was probably went on for like 4 years too long or whatever, where like I was just like more so on just like, you know, wanting to get back to the good place where it started and feeling like I had gotten this person to move from where they were and they were living with me out here now in the DMV, and like, okay, if I leave them, like almost feeling responsible for them. And so at some point realizing, all right, they have new connections, they have a new boo, they have new, like, I can move on, I can leave. And like when I moved out, like we were like, I didn't even realize all the emotions we still had, to where we like cried together, like tears streaming down our faces as like we hugged and said goodbye and I moved out. And like, you know, like if it hadn't taken long enough for me to realize, all right, it's over, it's time to stop holding on to any like fixiness, then maybe in a twisted part of my mind, I could have held on to that and being like, oh, so there is still a chance, there is still love here. But no, like sometimes it's good to take what closure you can take and end it in a good, like, all right, even if we don't ever talk again, like, I wish you the best in life. I wish you the best in what you do, and goodbye. And you're like I said, the reason I didn't want to rush into the next relationship that I got into after that was because I was like, I don't want this relationship that feels like it could be, you know, whole and good for me to become a rebound. And, you know, things happen, but ultimately, from each situation, what I'm taking from it now is instead of trying to continue to hold on for what could be what was, I just gotta, if it's time to make a break, make that break, mature from it, be grateful I don't happen to have kids out the arrangement or other things out of the arrangement that like still holds me to that person, whatever, because that can be another mess if you're not healthy enough to co-parent or do anything like that. And just like hopefully be in a good enough place to recognize what you want to do better and also what you actually need from a relationship and what you need to be willing to give that you weren't willing to give before. Because if you continue to move selfishly, you will never be in a place where you will actually be able to appreciate true selflessness, and you're going to drain people and they will leave you, even if it takes a year, 5 years, 10 years, until you're on your deathbed looking around and seeing no one there. Like, you will die in bitterness if you don't know how to let go of what was, learn from it, and grow so you can be the mature, better, experienced lover for someone new and just for yourself. Like, not to rush in a relationship, but be able to actually have your heart open to love and be able to give back the love you wish you were able to give to the people that you messed up with. And speaking of that, unless anyone has any other thoughts, let's move on to the Devon Franklin and Megan Good situation, where just recently the pastor, and it's almost the reverse of that Ja Rule and Adrian Bylon movie, I'm in love with a church girl, I'm in love with a church boy. Megan Good and Devon Franklin were married for 9 years, but it turns out they were separated since about August. And around Christmas, he filed for the divorce papers, and everyone's got a lot to say about it. And I think this is a perfect example of what happens when two people truly do love each other, but because they're coming from two such different worlds and compromise so much to be with each other,
Yeah.
now those compromises have added up, and they realize they're not in the same place to actually maintain a relationship. And it's an important lesson on being balanced, even in compromising. It's important to compromise. Relationships are all about compromise. But if you compromise too much on what you actually want and need, it will come back to bite, and you will eventually resent the person that you've tried to support and be there for. But I turn it over to you guys and what you think.
Again, something else that hits home. My marriage was exactly the same way. Only difference was we both were religious at the time, but she was Seventh-day Adventist, and I had kind of was breaking. I was in my starting years of breaking away from religion, but because I loved her, you know what I'm saying, I kind of got pushed into the Seventh-day Adventist, and when it's not naturally you, like you said, you can only live it but so long, and then eventually the true colors come out. And that's when we really started to have division. When she wants to do Sunday school and stuff like that, I'm like, I really don't want to spend my time in Sunday school. We really started having debates about certain stuff, and it just became a huge thing for us where it weighed very heavy onto our relationship, to the point where we couldn't even, I couldn't even be comfortable anymore. She wanted to do certain stuff, and it's like, I wanted to do certain stuff that wasn't comfortable for her, and it just was a whole pile of stuff, to the point where we had to eventually get a divorce. And at that point, it's ugliness. You say things and you do things that you don't necessarily mean, but when you're angry at somebody, especially when you got years of knowing that person, it just changes the whole dynamic. So I get their situation. I really get their situation.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people put a lot of pressure on them, because it was like when they got married, it was, the pastor and the actress, the actress who was open about being sexual, especially in her movies and doing nude scenes. And I do remember her saying that, the ladies of the church did not approve of her, because they were like, she's basically a hoe. And even though she wasn't a hoe, I mean, and then they did tours and wrote a book, and they had only been married a year. Like, they didn't really have experience. So I feel like a lot of people put a lot on them. And now, 9 years later, they find that they can't really live up to what people wanted them to be, And it's a sad situation when anybody divorces, to be honest. But
Do not judge.
yeah, definitely not judging. It's sad. I wish them well, but I'm gonna be honest, what I really think is happening. He wants children, and she wanted her career. That is what I think has happened. And maybe she has frozen her eggs. I would hope that she has. If she does want kids, doesn't want kids, doesn't matter to me. Ain't affected my life. But I do feel like this has something to do with children. Absolutely. And he's like, hey, or she was like, hey, go find somebody that wants kids. Point blank. And that's okay, as long as they're amicable. And I appreciate the fact that they're amicable and they're not dogging each other and saying, he did this to me and she did that and she smells bad in the morning. Like, I'm just glad they're not going back and forth. No, because they do that. They do stuff like that. And I'm just very glad they're being mature and adults. Thank you. That is how you have a divorce.
Yes.
Yes.
Agreed not to say shit about each other. That's how politics is supposed to be, but
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, it's also funny that y'all brought up both the Sunday Adventist aspect and the church women. Because at first, when I heard that soundbite back in the like however many years back about the church women being like, "I seen you in the magazines and
Mhm.
you ain't really even wearing no clothes," and he's like,
Yeah.
"All right, stop it." And like at first, I was like, "Damn, what church they from?" And when I heard he was a Sunday Adventist, I was like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." Because like I'm a Sunday Adventist, and like
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be like that. Like we
Mhm.
have a whole like a part of like there's the missionary health work, missionary medical missionary work part of Seventh Day Adventism. There's the whole Advent message about God soon coming, Jesus soon coming. But there's also the dress reform aspect of it, where it's like you're supposed to be dressed very conservatively to represent yourself to the world. So I could imagine those church women were
Yeah.
at Megan Thay's neck about the things she used to wear and what she was wearing now and the way she represents herself. And like
Mhm.
that's something I do think about. Like at the same time, like I said, I'm a Seventh Day Adventist, but I also count myself as a Seventh Day Adventist socialist liberation theologian. I'm not just my denomination, but at the same time, I do respect things from it. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to be limited by it. But I do recognize whoever I get with, I do want, like, the reason I don't necessarily date in the church, one is because people in church, they be talking. And I'm a freak. And I don't even talk about my freakish ways and all that. I don't even talk about my hoish, foolish ways. But that's why I say if I'm getting with someone, I do need someone who at least is spiritual or religious on some level, like so we can compromise on how we raise the kids and like because I do recognize like yes, sure, I would love them to raise in the same way, but from the way I was raised and the way my siblings were raised, I recognize you can't force somebody, and at the end of the day, what you're not raising someone to be a robot in Christianity or whatever else. You're raising someone who's going to be their own person, who's going to have their own relationship with God or the universe or mankind in general. So you have to raise them with both the understanding of their interests, and that's I think where a lot of church people fuck up. Basically, they only focus on God, and there's no concept of the intersections in society with all the other shit that goes on, so that they have a balanced concept of not just God, heaven, religiousness, but also like the things that people go through: racism, ableism, homophobia, fucking whorephobia, and like Jesus was friends with sex workers. Jesus cared about the lepers. Jesus cared about the poor. And like, if you're not raising them understanding intersecting fucking forms of oppression, they're not going to be balanced people. They're going to have developmental issues. They're not going to be able to relate to the world, or they're going to run from the church at some point because you just kept them in there with beatings and forcing them and damn near fake ass conversion therapy almost type shit, type of mindset type shit. So I do know the person who I ultimately want to be. I do want them to be spiritual, at least on some level. I do want them to be a freak on some level. And you could find that in the church, but at the same time, there's a lot of conservative minded people in the church. Like we were talking earlier about the homophobia and the transphobia and other things and the judgment. And I also want someone who recognizes people are people and that people are being oppressed and that church people are often oppressors too in the way they treat people to the point where like that's the reason why Christian nationalism and Christian fascism is rising in America because those people have basically a window to indoctrinate people to feel like it's okay to do whatever they need to have their way and preserve the sense of like how America should be type shit. So I think other church people like I remember this thing I saw on Twitter not too long ago where it said, I feel bad for all these girls who think their virginity and their jean skirts is what's going to win them a man, but they see it's not working. And it's like, yeah, like if you think like being not like other girls and thinking that like that's what's going to win you a virtuous man, but often it just wins you a controlling man who realizes like, hey, this bitch basically is built to try and please her husband. So let me take advantage of that. And it's like, you you got to recognize the kind of woman you really want and the kind of standards you really want, but you also got to recognize what your standards are built in. And if they're built in fuck shit, you got to evolve past that, or else your relationships will always end on some fuck shit. And I think that's not just for church people. Obviously, all of us can learn that lesson, but I think especially church people, especially in a changing world, have to recognize that you can't just condition the people you want to be with to be who you want them to be. This is a relationship is a relationship. It is a working degree of supporting each other, but also recognizing who they really are and not who you want them to be.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
a work process. It's working.
Yeah,
Relationship
always
continue
working.
to work all the time. Never
the-
stop. Never
Mhm.
stop loving. Never stop being spontaneous. Keep it moving. Don't and keep learning about each other every day. That was keep a relationship. Just like learning something every day keeps your brain strong. Learning
Mhm.
something new about them keeps your relationship stronger. Any other thoughts?
Nope, but let's take a break. All right, you guys. So we do thank you guys for coming and enjoying our New Year's Eve special, whatchamacallit here, episode. So we're going to talk about New Year's Eve traditions, memories, and what we have learned from this year and what we're going to let go, and the things that we want to get accomplished next year. So I'm going to start. Usually the tradition for me and my family, we usually we'll either go to something, or we'll stay here and watch the ball drop, watch New Year's Eve, whatever extravagant.
New Year's is coming. Everyone's drumming. It will soon be 2022.
And stop saying it's 2022. Like 2020 again.
All right, so we so we usually watch the ball drop on television, or I know we went to this military base one year and they had cider, and the cannons went off, so it was 12 hit, little ball drop. It was really cool. I loved it. It was great.
Washington.
Mhm. Yeah,
Bowl-
you said where?
Bowling Air Force Base.
No, it was not bowling. It wasn't bowling.
Bowling?
It was somewhere down near Rock Creek, wherever. I don't know where this place is. I don't know if it was a base or it had something to do with military. I know that. I may have misspoke with the military base, but it wasn't bowling. Trust, I know bowling. My aunt used to live in bowling. So yeah. But so yeah, it was really cool. I remember, drinking the cider. There was other kids there. So, you running around, meeting new people and stuff. But yeah, this year I've definitely learned to get to know people a lot more and trust my intuition. Always trust it. Don't ever sit there and be like, nope, no, I'm gonna push you to the side, because whoo, them ancestors got my ass this year. Got me real good. But what I do want to let go of is just, I don't know, taking things a little harder than I should. Definitely. I'm gonna let go of that. But what I want to accomplish is, of course, this podcast gets bigger, and I want to get more sponsors, not just for podcasts, but for my blog. I want to travel more. I want to just enjoy myself and not be stressed. So yeah, that's me.
So my tradition in my family is black eyed peas.
Oh,
It brings in good luck, and you got to eat it.
mhm.
My mom sometimes she'll put a little bit of sugar in it. That way it won't be too gross for us, because she doesn't like black eyed peas, but she'll eat it because she wants the money.
Mm.
So she She always said that she put sugar in it for us, but it's really for her. But what I do like to do is I like to watch the ball drop with my kids. Sometimes they'll be awake, sometimes they'll definitely be sleeping. But this year on New Year's Day, we're gonna go have a party for my dad. He's turning 50, and so that's very exciting for me. And next year, what I'm hoping for is I'm gonna be moving.
Hey.
For the end of the summer, I'll be in Arizona, hopefully. So you will get to travel to me. But what else do I want? For the podcast, I want us to go big. Cut our time down a little bit.
You said what?
Cut our time down a little bit. Okay, a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? And I just want to have good health, good energy, positive energy, and lots of love from everybody and new relationships. Meet new people when I move. I'm just hoping to be very, very happy next year.
Right.
More about me, less about my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I work hard with my kids, so I want a little bit of happiness for me and work hard.
Yeah.
You go.
So I wouldn't say I have many New Year's traditions. I do have like one New Year's story in particular of like how I met like my ex when I was like 18, where we met like around the ball dropping and we like put a kid on our shoulders to watch the ball drop, and it was like a magical night. And then we had like scheduled a date like before I was to go back to school back in Maryland. And what happened was me and the drumline we were with kids and we were waiting to do a gig late at night in like Brownsville, New York, in Brooklyn. If y'all know Brownsville, you know where this story is going. And a couple guys were in the spot where he was at. Like we were in a chicken spot waiting for the call, talking to one of the guys who's leading the drum line. And at this time, it's the new like white sidekick, back when sidekicks were a thing. And they were asking, "Oh, can we see it?" And he's like laughing at them, "No." And so they leave the store. We go walking to go wait at that guy's house. And then as we go down this one block, there's a bunch of kids with us, and we all got our drums stuff on. These guys descend from the alleyways upon us to start to rob us. And they hit that friend with the sidekick on the head with a bottle and everything like that. He has to go to the hospital and get stitches real quick. And I didn't get anything taken off of me personally, even while I have like an iPod with headphones on playing music while we're standing there while these guys are searching our pockets. And I'm thinking everything's good. And then I recognized that like I had given my phone to one of the kids. And so the phone was stolen off that kid. Damn. And my date with the ex was supposed to be the next day. So like when we get everyone safely back to the crib, I'm after like we like filed a police report and all that, I'm like literally I only can remember like the area code in the first three, and I'm literally on the phone dialing up the what you call it, the last 4 digits, just trying different numbers until I'm finally able to reach her and reschedule the date, since it's not going to work out since my phone and shit got stolen and everything like that. And I always found that to be a magical type of night and magical type of like, what are the odds that like right before this date with the person I end up dating, being with, my fucking phone will get stolen. I'm up all night.
Might have been
what are the odds of that shit? Only this type of shit happened to me. But I would say for the things I want to let go from 2021, we already know this pandemic. We can let's hope it goes somewhere. I think when you're shortening quarantine days from 10 to 5, it's not going anywhere. But let's hope. I want to let go of any of the financial trauma and drama and trouble. I want to let go of like unhealthy, like I said before about not being emotionally engaged when I'm like talking to my mother because how exhausting that can be, or like feeling like like I have to tiptoe around people to like communicate with them on their level, but like actually just being me and staying shit with my chest and not having to be the diplomat all the time, and just letting go of like the things that hold me back from being more spontaneous, from the overthinking, and like just being willing to take more chances. And the things I'm hoping for way more engagement for the podcast, way more views, way more just like us exploring way more topics and just like all growing from this and our listeners growing from this. Just even more financial opportunities for me and my loved ones. Um, also more healing for my family. Like I just recently watched Encanto, and I really do feel like, man, on some like my family's on some broken shit, and like I'm on my Mirabelle. I got to be the one to fix it. I really feel like that, and like not taking the burden on myself, but recognizing where I can still have my peace and energy, but actually bring my family back together. And also, I want to do things like create a Patreon at some point and do like one-shot story commissions for people, and like just getting my writer's bag more, both for education on things like TRT and police and prison abolition, but also for my own personal stories and just grow a fan base and just not overthink it anymore and not take all the time planning, but actually just do it. So that's what I want for 2022. And you, Glenn?
I don't have a tradition per se, but some of the things I definitely want to let go of is just anger towards a lot of people, hatred towards certain situations. Just really trying to move on and be a better person myself. A lot of things hurt me this year, and just not trying to take that on to the next year. I'm trying to be a better person this new year coming up. I just want to strive more for myself, staying focused to get my businesses up and running and trying to see those really, really go somewhere and just learning a lot, taking lessons from every hill that I've been knocked down because I'm still alive. So, that's a blessing in itself. It doesn't kill you, only makes you stronger. So I'm just trying to take lessons from everything I've gone through and just be a better person going on to this next year. And just hope to see everything flourish, hope to see my bank account flourish. I want to get to the point where I can actually financially thank a lot of my friends who had my back. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to turn around and really, really thank them. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to it.
Hey, that's what we like to hear.
I just want to say,
go
Happy
ahead.
New Year's.
Yay!
Happy
Yes.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yes, because we are going into 2022 strong, you guys. Strong. But yes, thank
That's
you guys so much.
2022, not 2020 again.
Yeah, please, God, no. Because I got things to do, okay?
And if there's a repeat, let's come stronger to knock that bitch out.
Yeah,
Dang.
exactly. All right, you guys. Thank you for watching our New Year's Eve special. And we will see you guys again in the new year. All right.
Cheers, bye. See you next year.
And be festive, be safe. I love you.
Yes, wear your mask.
Yes.
Don't go out if you feel sick. Please stop sneezing everywhere.
And carpet hacking.
Yeah, if you feel sick, don't go anywhere. Please, Lord, don't go anywhere. All right, y'all.
This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored. This is not your normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion.